Hello everyone, in this video I'll be giving some updates on Baldur's Gate 3 console mods as well as some issues that ended up with some players unable to access their save files. So I'll be giving some tips and tricks on how to prevent this from happening. There is some good news here, but also gotta first address, we lost ourselves a console mod. If you notice, over the week we had 163 mods as of 2 weeks ago, and this got reduced down to 162. So one of the mods actually got removed. Now, this is the Stronger Slayer mod, so if you go to look for it on mod.io, the Stronger Slayer has been deleted. The requested item has been deleted. If the problem persists, head to our help center for more information. So, if you even go and try to search for the Stronger Slayer mod.io, it was a thing, and this was on console. It is now unfortunately removed, so if you go to click on it, it just brings you, it had a page there, but it brings you back to the main screen and says Stronger Slayer has been deleted. So this has caused a lot of people some issues because they have downloaded this mod, and whenever a mod gets removed, if you have a save file that has that mod attached to it, you end up not being able to access that save file again. So if you have save files prior to the mod, you can use those saves, but once a mod is added to the list, at least on console, and it gets removed, you don't have access to that save anymore, which is extremely unfortunate. Basically what happens with the mod is once it gets removed, it acts as if it's a third-party mod that's been in your game. So if you see the third-party mods detected, typically on PC you can just click through and bypass that, but on console it doesn't actually let you go into your save files anymore. This did also previously happen. It didn't affect as many people, but it did affect some with the Better Hints and Load Screens mod. You may remember this one from mod.io. This was released pretty early on in the console curated mods. It was released early in October, and we're now in late November, so about 2 months ago. You may not have had this downloaded, or if you did, whenever it got removed, it didn't end up causing any issues because you may not have had a save with it. So this mod already got removed. This one's by Kate's, and yeah, it got removed a while ago and caused issues for players that had that on their save files. So my personal recommendation to you, whenever you download a mod, go in and test it and make sure that you like the mod, because if you don't, it's probably best to just remove that mod from your game altogether, just so that your save file does not have that data attached to it, because console does have an issue. I'm not sure if they'll hotfix it and correct it later on. Potentially they might, but there has been no notification of that. Because on PC, if you get the third-party mods detected, or if you have a mod that gets removed, like I had the loading screens mod in my games, it got removed from PC as well. I had no issues. It didn't really make any issue at all. Another way to help prevent this is to kind of, I guess, create backups of your saves. So have your saves there, cloud save them. Make sure that you got a copy of the save, and that's just important to have. And make sure you have copies of your saves that you want without any mods installed, because those will always be pretty fresh and easy to go to use. So I'm hopeful that maybe in the future there will be an update that allows the third-party mods detected to be ignored on console. But for right now, people that had the Stronger Slayer mod and it got removed can no longer access their saves. So super unfortunate, because I know this mod wasn't extremely popular, but it did affect a lot of people. And even on Reddit, I did see that there was someone else that got affected by this. I was just looking to see. I did get a lot of comments from people that got affected by this, but cannot access my saves for the third time to do the Larian removing a mod. I'm very much enjoying this. Now, there's this is causing issues, obviously, across the board for people. So if there's any mod that you just don't like and you don't want it, delete it, get it out of your saves, don't save with it. I always recommend testing out mods first before diving in and using them, because if you don't end up liking the mod, don't keep it associated to your save file, because it's going to probably cause a problem down the road, if not right now. Also, with the Kuatoa mod, that's another one that I know some people are having issues with. It's only accessible at the start of the game, so if you have a download and you're not using it, I would probably disable it on any saves that you're not using that mod. Because it could cause some issues down the road. Now, this is a good segue, because I know some people are really interested in race mods, and I've gotten a ton of comments because there was a mod drop yesterday, but no race mods were added. So there is an update, which is exciting because they have a lot already ready to go, which means whenever they get approved, or whenever this fix comes through, it's going to be a lot of mods coming through. So I previously talked about this on Rosprey, but there's some other mods that got pre-approval. So Larian community team has reached out to me to let me know they're testing my race mod and it meets their guidelines. However, the team is currently looking into an issue with race mods crashing on console. While the team investigates, we have paused the approval of mods that add new races. We appreciate your patience. This mod currently listed as targeted pending approval to go to consoles. So there's a lot of mods for Larian to go through, so just be patient. So yeah, the ASMR race, which I know a lot of people really want, this is probably the most requested mod, has been set up for approval. So that's huge. There's also the Owlin race mod. So one of the first comments, love this race mod, it's beautiful, will be on PlayStation and Xbox. And I've checked my messages and Larian has let me know the Owlin mod has been approved. However, they have an issue with race mods crashing on console. So once they have that fixed, it should be the first in line. And yeah, that's super exciting. I love this mod. Hornbird.mod made this. It's a lot of fun being able to play as an owl. It does use like the dragonborn body, so you do have like the scaly arms there, but owl head, it's hilarious. I love messing around with this. This is one of my favorite mods, but this is good news, I guess. We got two of the most requested ones with the ASMR. Owlin's also actually pretty highly requested. And this spells a good sign for a lot of other mods. There was some mod creator that commented on one of my previous videos that said their race mod was also added into the approval. So there's another one I just couldn't find which one it was. I tried to respond to all comments, but there was another one that's set for pre-approval. So that is a good sign that we will get the race mods here eventually because they've got that set for approval. So I know a lot of people wanted these. It's exciting to see. But yeah, I guess going back to mods being removed, that is an issue that's been popping up more and more, like the better hints and loading screen mod as well, the better Slayer mod. So again, if you got mods that you just don't want to use, they will be associated to your save file if you have them there. So the best thing to do with mods that you don't use is my personal testing is go in and I go through a few different checks because there is some things that can pop up and cause issues if you download a mod. So I usually download them batches of 3 or 4. You can really, it's hard to tell. If you see issues with them, then you kind of have to remove them and find which ones caused the issues. But if you're going to add new mods in, let's say whenever there's a new console mod drop, add a number of them in, add the ones that you want, like the ones that you really, really want. And then I would recommend first going into a combat encounter, or first actually go into camp, go and talk to Withers and try to respec. Because sometimes whenever you go to respec, I was having an issue personally, which had a mod that caused issues with feats, and then I also had another mod that caused issues with cantrips. So like going in here and selecting the wizard, make sure your cantrips have damage numbers. My problem was didn't have damage. I had to uninstall the game completely and reinstall it and reinstall all my mods. So just check to make sure that these have numbers on them. Spells too, it wouldn't hurt to just check over your spells, make sure there doesn't seem to be anything funky here. Another thing I recommend is also going through, I was having one mod that I didn't download any mods that gave feats every second level, but one of them was causing that. So whenever I'd go to level 2, there would be a feat here. And then every time I'd level up again and get to level 4, obviously there's a feat, but then level 6 on class outside of the fighter, we're getting a feat as well. That was strange to me. There was a mod, a class mod actually. I can't remember which one because I purged a bunch of them and the problem went away, so I haven't really retried it. But yeah, check there first. Check and go to the magic mirror. Make sure that you're able to kind of customize your character as well. I'd recommend also talking with characters just to make sure that there's no funny business with dialogue, because some of the shield mods that I've used in the past have caused some weird issues with that. But I'd also recommend going around, like leave your camp and go into a combat encounter, because that's how you're going to see if there's any issues. So if you go outside of your camp here, I would just recommend getting into a fight somewhere. You don't have to save. You can go and test these mods and then exit out of it. You don't have to always save. Like, you can go back to main menu here, remove the mods that you don't want, and test again. That's my #1 tip to you if you want to reduce the possibility of a mod causing issues. Keep it lean. Use the mods that you want to play with the most, so don't have a bunch that are installed. I know there's been people that have literally every mod installed, and that does cause issues. They now made a limit of 100 mods, which I have a lot of mods, but I'm sure you can find 4 class mods or even upwards of 8 if you have the increased party size mods. So 8 class mods, some gear mods, maybe some quality of life ones. 100's not like a crazy amount when it comes to things like Skyrim, where like 600 is the norm. But I think 100 is fantastic because it gives you enough to choose a bunch of unique things from. And I know there's some people upset with that, but I think it's best to, because console modding is kind of in its infancy years. It's not been around for very long, so it's something that does have issues due to the architecture of the PlayStation 5 and Xbox. So keep it lean, test out your mods a few at a time, make sure that nothing looks weird, because mods can interact between each other. And also, best thing to do is to keep it lean, because sometimes mods end up getting deleted. So had to talk about this because I was getting a lot of comments, and I just want to kind of put a FYI out there in case you downloaded this mod and wonder why you can't get into your save files, or just some general tips and tricks on how to reduce the issues that could pop up So let me know if you have any comments or questions in the comments. Hit the subscribe button below if you haven't already for future updates whenever there's new console mod drops. Thank you so much for watching and have yourself a great day. We'll see you in the next video.